Thank you, and once again, there's another episode of Angela's Homeschool. Today we're coming from the co-op Homeschool P.E class. You can hear in the background there are kids yelling, having a good time. They're playing golf. One is down on the floor laughing. So how do you do a Homeschool P.E class? There's many ways this can be done. If you're a co-op that's based out of the church, you can use your church gymnasium if you should have one. A lot of people use a community services in the area, be it a YMCA or a community center. Today we're at a community center in Sand Springs, Oklahoma. We're enjoying the freedom that we're afforded here, and it's good. You know, that it's divided into two different groups, the younger and the older kids, because the older boys have a tendency to throw a ball a little bit harder than a 7-year-old's used to catching. So as we divide the groups, we also use this as an opportunity to learn how to do different sports, different holds, different throws with the basketball, dodgeball's played, many different sports, and they have a good time. As noted in many different curriculums, when a child's body is active, so is the child's mind, making a more opportune time to learn. Go ahead and open up the chat room. So today we have 2 books in the P.E homeschool group. It's a great opportunity. I highly advise incorporating physical education into your curriculum or your co-op. It's going to go underneath the... Got it? You push it underneath? It may be caught underneath. Having a problem getting a ball out. Okay, we got it. Alright, we're putting the balls up. We're having a great time. So there's a number of different curriculums on how to use physical education. Different exercises will strengthen different parts of the brain. We may talk about that in a later episode. So, I'm looking at the chat room waiting for some more questions. Now, what if you're out on a ranch and you do not have access to a homeschool co-op that features PE? Again, you can use the same books I'm talking about and do outdoor activities, jumping rope. Perhaps you might have a basketball goal. Lots of different things you can choose to do. I'm going to make this pretty quick because honestly I'm afraid about a ball hitting the laptop. So, also you can learn teamwork if you're in a homeschool co-op. This is a great time to get those endorphins going by increasing the activity. Now, when we're at home and unable to go to a PE group, maybe there's snow on the ground, maybe the van's down, there's not a solid transportation to the event, we have sometimes used the Wii Fit board, and that could be a lot of fun and a challenge to other people in the family or neighbors. We brought neighbors over and done challenges on the Wii Fit games that are available. There's snowboarding, there's The Biggest Loser. That's a great game on the Wii Fit. Also, the Xbox Connect. There's lots of opportunities to stay physical, and we're with Pops Cable. They have some shows that you can do aerobics. It's on demand, and you can choose when you want to do that. I think early in the morning to keep a brain bright and chipper. Also, you should consider a sensory diet. Certain foods will make a person more alert. And if you have a child that's having a meltdown, ice cream is a very comforting food. Cream of wheat is a very comforting food and will help a brain to slow down a little bit so they will not be so hyper. And maybe you're not really aware of those things. And, even in the Bible it talks about hyperactivity. Once again, I'm going to discuss that in a later video. There's the Take 5 approach were to stay alert at home and school. Now, Taking 5, that's a series of books written by Mary C. Williams and Sherry Schellenberger. Therapy Works Incorporated published it, and that's a therapy place where they do physical, they do speech therapy, just even getting children sensory therapy, occupational therapy. They have them throughout the nation, in Oklahoma and New Mexico and various other states. Mary Williams and Sherry Schellenberger are both occupational therapists. They have over 25 years of working and learning from a variety of children. What works, what really works. Because sometimes people have a scale of 1 to 10, and I myself think that is too broad. 1 to 5 works with most people, adults and children. And why take 5? Why do we talk about this? We talk about this because I'm trying to pull up a chart. Because let's look at our world. There's all this stimulation, overstimulation, if you ask me. We got Facebook, YouTube, we have the news stations. The old adage, stay still and pay attention, is not physiologically possible at this time. Our bodies can sit still or pay attention, but not both, especially when we're talking about a brain that's still developing, a nervous system that's still developing. And as you remember from former Angela's homeschool editions, that the brain does not stop developing to the age of 24. So that part of the brain in your child that you can see that action A is going to get me result C is not fully developed till 24. So physical education is one way to really encourage good brain health in your child. So why don't we talk about sensory targets a little bit and talk about sensory motor preference checklist for adults, so you can see how this might apply to your child and how physical education is key into keeping that brain alert to be able to fully absorb the information we want your child to do. And I'm referring to the checklist that's in this book. It's called the Sensory Motor Preference Checklist for Adults. And in the directions it says the checklist was developed to help adults recognize what strategies their own nervous system employs to attain an appropriate state of alertness. Do you see where I'm going there? You would mark the items where that you use to increase or decrease your state of alertness. You might mark both, arrow up and arrow down on some of the items. Some you might not use at all. Now, for oral motor input, some of the suggestions that they have on this is to drink a milkshake, suck on a hard candy, crunch or suck on ice pieces, chew on a pencil, chew on a coffee Swizzler sticks, take slow deep breaths. And why am I discussing that? Because our children use the same cues to stay alert or to shut down if there's too much stimulation. Now, movement, and that was just some of this in this church. I highly recommend this book called Take 5, as I stated earlier. For movement, to rock in a rocking chair. A lot of children with sensory issues, if they can get in a glider and just rock back and forth while the teacher, the parent, is reading from, just any type of book, shift or squirm in a chair. Do I have a pen?
Do you have a notepad?
A notepad, I think I do. One moment. You know what? I don't have a notepad in here.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm looking. You could write on the back of this.
Okay.
Let me find a pen for you. We are at our Homeschool P.E. co-op right now. I'm digging for a pen. One moment. I'm looking for a pen. Here's a purple pen. You may use that one. All right. So getting back to what I was talking about, we got oral, we have movement, vestibular, we have touch, tactile input, and we have look, visual input. And it has a number of suggestions for adults to gauge what helps them. Also, listen, auditory input. I suggest you do this with yourself first. I think my phone just went off. Okay. Now maybe I'll do this from home next time. Okay, I have my phone's going off. It's wanting me to do some type of command. Let me turn it on real quick. Let's see. Turning the phone off. Okay. It's almost time for our PE class to be over. And I think I'll end it here and we'll take up with the information I was talking about a little bit later. We are live from our Homeschool P.E class. And I am going to be live from our homeschool group that we attend. It's a homeschool support group where their children will be trading recipes, and they're going to learn how to sew on a button, just the regular home ec things that one needs to know as they're growing up. How to sew on a button is very important, and it's their chance to have more socialization. They play games, they create their own talent contests. We do a lot of things like that, and we play outdoors. We have fun together, and that's a variety of ages. Today, our PE groups were broken up into 2 different age groups. So, I thank you for listening. If you have any questions, please contact me on Twitter at Truth Talks Radio, Angela's Homeschool. I have a Facebook entitled Angela's Homeschool. Send me a message there, or you can reach me at homeschooltruth@yahoo.com. You can reach me there if you have further questions, or if you have an episode you'd like to hear some information on. I really appreciate you listening, and I thank you. Class dismissed.